back to another episode of Titan TV, a student-produced news show from the Victoria East High School. I'm your host, Landry. This month, we check out a musical theater production, chat with the golf coach, and learn more about the technology available to our students. Lights, camera, get in on the action. Our theater program has been hard at work preparing for their presentation of the musical Mamma Mia. We had a chance to chat with the directors and cast members about this program. Let's check it out.
I mean, I am going to be doing that in a moment. Let me just start pressing buttons and stuff. I got you.
Okay, so here's my game plan, people. We're gonna run through it once to set levels, okay? Then we are going to go cue to cue so that we can get lights queued up, and then we're gonna run a couple of times with name tags, and then we're good to go.
Hello, Titans. I'm here today with
Miss Jones.
and
Miss Heinold.
yes, musical theater directors for Mamma Mia, our upcoming musical here at Victoria East High School. And I'm going to ask them some questions that we're dying to know personally. What is your background in musical theater?
Yeah, so this is my first show to head direct, but I have been in many a musical. Most recently, I was Ariel in Little Mermaid downtown at Theater Victoria.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really great.
Thank you.
So, I know the difference, of course, but for the uninitiated, what's the difference between straight theater and musical theater?
Well, the difference is mostly in musical theater, they use music to advance the story. In straight theater, which is what you call theater that is anything other than musical theater, there is music and sound involved, but it's usually not, it's there to create tone and feeling, and it does not advance the story. But in musical theater, the songs themselves are part of the story.
It's just more fabulous.
Thank you. What do you think are some unforeseen difficulties that you have overcome in the course of this production?
Oh, I got it. Ready? Money, money, money. Oh, honey. Yeah, that would be number one. Because when you try to put on a disco, she's not cheap. But we did it.
And just the rights to perform a musical is about $3,000 more than straight theater. So just to be able to say, to put the show on stage, we have to pay what are called performance rights. And that alone is 3 times more expensive than just a straight theater performance usually. So that is a difficulty.
Thank you to all of our supporters and donators and family members. For any burgeoning actors, for any small people who are wanting to act, what advice do you have?
Don't be afraid to go out there and do it. Like any art form, it comes with experience. You get better and better just by getting out there and getting in front of an audience. And, that's it. Do it.
Yes, and don't.
I would say that you gotta have a first time, and your first time is gonna be a little ako taco, but that's okay. You just gotta keep coming back, and I say if you're gonna fail, fail big.
Thank you. Grazie. Gracias. Bye.
And who are we joined by today?
Katie Maroney.
All right, and we just got to see the dress rehearsal of this year's performance of Mamma Mia. And Katie, what's your role in this year's performance?
I played Donna in Mamma Mia.
Okay, and what's her kind of situation here in the plots?
She is the mother of Sophie.
So what are some of your highlights this year?
Definitely the process of getting Mamma Mia going. This is our first year doing musical theater, actually at school. So I've known a lot of these people for years. So getting to do musical theater with them has always been really fun.
Okay, and what's your background in theater?
I've been doing theater since I was very young, since Bible school days. So about 5. I've been 5 since I was 5 years old.
So over a decade then?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, and what do you hope that the audience gets out of this year's performance?
I really hope they can just have fun with us. This is a very fun play. There's some serious moments, but even in those serious moments, we're just having fun. So really just we want them to laugh and sing and dance and really get that fun feeling.
Now, it looks like a lot of fun, but I'm sure it's a lot of work. How do you prepare for something like this?
Hours and hours. We stay here till sometimes 8 o'clock. I mean, it's multiple different rehearsals and Saturday rehearsals, and sometimes midterm week we have rehearsals, so it's a lot of practice.
All right. Well, best of luck this year on your performances coming up this weekend. And before we go, Katie, what advice do you have for younger performers who are just getting started?
Just keep going for the goal you want. Just strive through any issues that you're having in theater and continue reaching your goals and searching for them.
Okay, and who do we have with us here today?
I'm Hannah Hernandez. I'm a 9th grader, and I play Sophie Sheridan in Mamma Mia.
And how long have you been involved in theater?
About 4 to 5 years.
So this is your first year here at East.
Yes.
How are you enjoying it so far?
It's so fun. I've made so many new friends, and this whole cast has become like a family to me. So
That's awesome. So how did you prepare for this role? Well, walk us kind of through the tryout process first, and then how you prepared.
So the first thing that we did was learn a dance to Freak Flag it's in the Shrek musical, and it was really fun. And then we prepared a song, and she put us in like little scenes from the show. We just saw where we were,
All
how
right.
we fit.
And how do you feel about your performance?
Really good, yes. The whole cast, I've learned so much from them, acting, singing, and dancing wise, but especially Miss Jones. She has helped a lot. And
So you, as an incoming freshman, what advice do you have for students in junior high and elementary school who are interested in theater?
to not be afraid. They always are so scared. They're like, oh, but the stage, but it's so fun, and the new friends that you make it's just so fun.
Hi, I'm Jolie Burdett.
And what's your role in this year's production, Jolie?
So I'm one of the tech crews. I pull the curtain and I turn off and on the aqua lights.
So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes of a major production like this, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are some of the things that the audience does not see?
They don't see or hear our calm conversations. Kind of crazy. But also, they also don't see what all it takes to put together this set, and also the behind the scenes of learning choreography and learning the music, and just also team building.
So not just the set coming together, but the cast coming together.
Correct.
Okay, so speaking of, why don't you give us a quick tour of what we're looking at here on the stage?
Okay, so right here you're gonna see Sophie's bedroom and her balcony. We have actually 3 of these platforms. There's one right here, one that it leads behind the stairs over here, and then in the alleyway behind here. This is the taverna that Sky infamously designed. And then the pier where a lot of the islanders, relax. This one is just big plastic that we got from the Fine Arts Center, and they've been repurposed so many times for different kinds of sets. And then this, I believe, we created also for past sets, and we like to repurpose out of foam and paper mache, and it takes a lot, especially through the tech classes. They a lot of them don't get to see the final result, but they help build the entire thing.
Right.
And so it's nice to have the entire fine arts theater department to work together. It doesn't just take one, and it can't take 2, and it can't just take the directors or just the actors.
The more the merrier.
There's so many other attributes to the productions that go on.
Golf season is in full swing, and both boys and girls teams are putting in their best effort on the course. We sat down with Coach Smith to talk about how the girls are doing this year. Welcome back to another segment of Titan Media, and we're here with
Coach Mike Smith.
Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. You?
I'm doing great. How's the golf team looking this year?
It's looking pretty good. We're young. We only have one senior, but we did win the Victoria Cup by beating West, so that was a very good start, and that's a big deal.
Nice. And what are your expectations for this year?
I think if we continue to work hard like we have been doing, I think we have a chance to advance to regionals if we just keep improving.
And what kind of skills do you practice to make the girls better?
Well, really in golf, there's like 3 or 4 different things. One is the full swing, and then we have the short game, chipping, and pitching, and then putting. So it's really 4 different things, and we try to work on those as much as possible. I think the swing itself is the most difficult thing to be really consistent at, but once we can get that down a little bit better, and then our short game will come around because we'll spend more time with it.
And how long have you been involved with the golf team?
Since '98.
Wow, that's a long time. What are some highlights over the years that you've been here?
Well, we won the state championship in 2004. We finished second in 2003 and 2002. So those were really good, and we've been to the state tournament like 15 times. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
And what do you hope the girls will accomplish this year?
Well, I think number one, I want them to improve. I mean, we have a lot of talent, and it's just it's a lot of it's raw. They just need to practice, and if we do that, I think we can get to regional tournaments. So that's our goal, is to make it to regionals.
Practice makes perfect, right?
Exactly.
And do you have any advice for any incoming golfers?
Yeah, incoming golfers, people that are interested in maybe playing golf, just need to take some lessons and see if they like it. And if they like it, then we can go from there.
I can't agree with this because my freshman year was my first year and I really liked it. So thank you for giving us your time today, and thank you for watching.
I appreciate you having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Our National Honor Society recently collected care packages for our soldiers. We talked with the sponsors to see how this year is going. Here we go.
Hello everyone, I'm Gabrielle Reyes with Titan TV, and today we are with Mrs. Wortman to talk about one of our campus's organizations and how they're helping our community. Hello, Ms. Wortman.
How are you doing today?
Good. Okay, so what is NHS?
Okay, NHS is the National Honor Society. You are invited to join. The end of your sophomore year is the first time you can join, so it's juniors and seniors only who have a 90 cumulative average in all their classes and who maintain a high character.
Okay. What is your role in NHS?
I am the sponsor for NHS, so I do all the helping them get together, help my officers, and support them.
How are your students selected to get inducted?
Okay, so they receive a letter sometimes they get it in sophomore year, sometimes they get it junior year, that they meet the qualifications and they have to apply, and then they're selected to join, and that happens in the spring of each year.
Very nice. How many students are active this year?
We're just under 150 members. We're the biggest group on campus.
My goodness. Can you explain some of the service projects y'all do?
They get service hours. Every member has to do 25 hours a year, and they can do more, which we encourage. So they pick some on their own, and then we have done some. We did Alzheimer's Walk in October, and our group was the biggest by far in the community who was there, and they were super happy to have us. The kids really represent well. We've done the Soldiers Care Package that was new this year, and if you've never done that, it's where you collect items and they put in care packages to mail to soldiers who won't be home over the holidays, and it's super cool. And what was really neat is one of the things you can do is bring letters or cards, and so the kids really stepped up, but I think I sent probably close to 50 letters.
That's insane. Oh, that was one of our questions. What message do you have for East students who want to join NHS?
Get your grades up. It starts your freshman year. Freshman year is probably more important than your senior year because those are core content courses. If you don't get those under, you're trying to catch up the rest of your time. So freshmen, listen, your grades matter. If you want to be in NHS, keep them up, get them above 90. Anybody can join. It doesn't matter what classes you're taking. It's your cumulative average. And if you get a letter from me, that means you need to apply, and we would love to have you if you'd like to do service organization. Also looks really, really good for colleges on your resume.
We loved having you. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Darn, I'm never gonna learn how to shoot a ball properly. No, what are you doing? Just shooting around. No, you're doing it all wrong. How do I do it then? What hand do you write with? My right hand. Then why are you shooting with your left hand? Let me see it again. No, no, no. You have to put your left hand on the ball as a guide hand. You have to use your legs for more power, so it's not just your arm. Let me see it again. Yeah, you have to get square to the basket. All right. Now let me see you do a layup. No, see, no. Whichever side you're on, you gotta go up with that hand and you gotta jump off the opposite foot. So like this. Now let me see some free throws. No, wait, get to the free throw line. Oh. No, we just talked about this. Everything you do for a jump shot, you do for a free throw. Straighten your body, hands in the cookie jar, and follow through. Nice. No, you gotta follow through and dip in the cookie jar. Ah. Yeah.
Welcome back to Communicating with Kylie, where we ask the big questions. I'm your host, Kylie Powell, and today I'm here with
Greg Dandio, Director of Technology for VISD.
Today we'll be talking about the subject of technology within the VISD district. So moving into our first question, what are your responsibilities here at VISD?
Well, I'm over the technology department, and the technology department has responsibility for all the networks, the computer, all the software for the entire district. That means student computers, student computing, the technology that your teachers use, and the administration, the business office, payroll, areas like that.
Okay. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, what do you feel were the biggest struggles with technology?
So very interesting for me because I came to VISD in August of 2020. So VISD had already started dealing with the pandemic, but like many school districts, having a sufficient number of computers and hotspots to meet the needs of students and teachers so teaching and learning could happen through the pandemic was a big struggle here in Victoria. It was a struggle everywhere. The government provided resources and monies to do it, but there was this huge back order in the industry because all the school districts in the country were ordering hotspots and laptops. So we made the best of it, lots of working with families that had multiple children were asked to use one device or two devices instead of 3 or 4 for a while until we had the sufficient amount of equipment. Don't want to do that again in my career.
And from coming out of that, what resources are available to students now, technologically based?
So we've done a lot in the last few years. We've implemented at the 3rd through 8th grade level a Google Chromebook one-to-one, and that's going to be in the high school starting next year. But through that, and even on the laptops that the high school students are still using this year, there's Schoology, there's lots of databases which can be accessed through the library. Once the high school switches over to the one-to-one, every student's going to have their own device that they take home every night, bring back to school. It'll be used in the classrooms. It can be used at home to do homework and research. And we have seen the types of databases that you're asking about, the usage on them has really skyrocketed in the middle school and elementary school since we put the Chromebooks in.
And what are the benefits of smart boards versus projectors?
Okay, so when you say smart boards, we've really moved to a technology of interactive panels. I think that's what you're talking about, something different than the projectors in the ceiling. And they have an enormous advantage because they're a computer in themselves. Your teacher will sign on to their computer account on the interactive panel. They'll be able to run all different types of software. They'll interact with the Chromebooks that you're all using. So if it's a math class, for example, a teacher could do a math example, and then they just clip the example and they push a button, and that example's loaded down into your Google Drive, and you have it so you could look at that night when you're doing your homework. It also creates an infinite amount of whiteboard space for the teacher to write on, because if the teacher's writing notes in any class, and when the board is full, they just put their hand on the board and slide, and they have a whole new screen, and they can also clip that, and they can put it in Schoology, they can put it in areas that the students can go back and look at those notes exactly as the teacher's written. Projectors are basically just a camera that shows what's on the teacher's laptop. So there's going to be lots of advantages. And we're happy to say this year, 25 of those interactive panels are coming into East, and we're hoping that more later in the year. The goal is over the next couple of years, with pending available funding, that every classroom here at East will have an interactive display.
And with the availability of resources, what will these one-to-one Chromebooks look like next year?
Well, there's going to be one for every student. They're a smaller device that has less moving parts. Obviously, it's a Chromebook and not a laptop. And we have moved into a self-maintainer program. So the techs you see in the building, and there'll be more than one here next year because we're going to be bringing in 1,800 or so Chromebooks. We do maintenance on site. So if you're working on a problem, maybe a science problem on your Chromebook, and you're having a problem, you raise your hand, the teacher will say, "Oh, let me see what you're doing." And now they don't have to get up and run around and come over to your computer. They're going to push a button and be able to see your screen. It's also going to keep you from playing games.
Exactly. And what do you feel are the advantages from this, other advantages that would pose from Chromebooks?
Well, I just think that interoperability between the student and the teacher in the classroom, and being able to interact with one another electronically as well as in person, it's going to allow students to be able to learn at their own pace. Not everybody's going to have to be at the exact same spot, the exact same question. The teacher's going to have a lot more flexibility to allow students to move at their own pace as they learn the materials.
Of course. And how much will this transition cost?
Okay, so we've been very fortunate. The first 6,000 or so Chromebooks that are in grades 3 through 8 right now were funded through the federal government, something called the Emergency Connectivity Fund, and that came out of the big pandemic packages that came out of the federal government to provide support to school districts. We are looking at creative ways to fund the high school programs. There's going to be about 4,000 we need to purchase between now and the beginning of next year. Some of it will come from the local budget. It's been planned for. Some is likely to come from some grants. The average Chromebook device costs us about $300 to purchase with the case and the insurance.
And what are some current challenges that we're trying to overcome?
Well, right now it's security. The big concern for K-12 school districts is ransomware. And you would think, well, why K-12? Well, K-12 has the two things that the people that want to take your network hostage, K-12 has the two things that they really want. One is critical data that we're entrusted to keep. All the student information, student address, student phone number, student grades. We can't let that get out. That's a big safety issue, right? The second thing is money. They know that K-12 school districts have money. It's not that we have big bank accounts and that we're a Fortune 500 company, but it takes a lot of money to run a school district, a lot of salaries and stuff. So the concept of ransomware is that they want to put some software on your network and it encrypts all your data and nobody can do anything until you pay them money, and then they unencrypt it. And if you don't pay money, they threaten, we're going to put your student information on the dark web. So we have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have a security team that meets every single week to talk about security. You may hear your teachers from time to time complain about something called InfoSec trainings, because those are trainings that we put out to help our teachers and staff become more proficient at not falling trap to phishing or emails that try and trick them. And the teachers and the staff, for the most part, do a really good job. It takes them about 10, 15 minutes a month. They have to watch the videos, but if they don't watch them for a period of time, their account gets turned off, and they don't like that too much. But we're only doing it to protect the network.
Of course. And what does the community need to know about this educational technology?
Well, it's not going away. I think if you look at this school 5 years ago, or you look at this school, the community were to look at this school 10 years ago, compared to where it is now, we have way more laptops, way more access to technology here than we did 5 years ago. 5 years ago from now, every student graduating from this school will have had a Chromebook at least 5 years, maybe 6 or 7, as 7th and 8th graders, and we are going to continue to continue to make technology available in the way the teachers and the school administration tell us they need it available, so teaching and learning can happen in the most effective way.
Of course. And Mr. Daniel, would you go ahead and give us a joke?
A joke? Oh, so you must have heard that I like to tell jokes.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Why does the Christmas tree always look to the future?
I don't know, why?
The Christmas tree always looks to the future because the present is beneath it.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Communicating with Kylie. Thank you for your time, Mr. Dandio.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
We would like to thank everyone who helped make this show possible. Our students have been learning so much about media and technology this semester, and we have plenty more in store for the spring. For more updates, catch our shows on the Victoria ISD YouTube channel and the local station, Victoria TV 15. We would like to wish all of you a safe and happy holidays. Merry Christmas!